Just going to recap on all of the processes and measurements quickly. So the first thing that we did was we opened the pattern by opening it up in about 2.5 centimetres in half scale measurements. So that would be about 5 in real scale. We also extended out the button wrap from the centre front, and we used about 3 centimetres, and that in real life that would be between we actually used 1.5, and in real life it would be 3 centimetres, 2.5, and if we were going higher than that, we were going to 5 centimetres, then we would be looking at double-breasted. We then, from the shoulder point, measured up 1.5 here, which gave us this point. We then, from this point, ruled down our break line, or our roll line. So we decided where that was, and that was roughly about halfway between the chest line and the waistline. So that gave us our break line. We then went from this point to this point, 4 centimetres, which was our back neck measurement. We then squared down 1.5 to get this wedge. We used that wedge to give us another right angle to come down another 1.5, and then we came from this point up about 3 centimetres to give us the centre back of the collar. We also then came down at 90 to start forming the collar. We drew in at 90 degrees down roughly the new neckline. We came across to where we wanted this point, and then finally we decided on our style choice for the neckline, for the collar I mean, and we also we thought about maybe folding this over to see if we liked the shape. We were then able to copy off the collar piece. We then took that collar piece and we opened it in 3 cut lines by dividing it into 4 equal sections roughly along the neckline, and we opened it about 0.5 in real scale to give us this small curved shape. We then copied this off to make one piece for the self, and we added 1 centimetre seam allowance. We then looked at 2 versions of the undercollar. One piece which is still cut in self with a centre back seam and 1 centimetre seam allowance all around, and then we looked at Melton collar, which had seam allowance around all of the edges that join except on the leaf edge, and we stepped that back about 0.5 around those edges. We did the same process on here. When we look at what the neckline of the final pattern piece of the front looks like, we no longer have a curve. We have this square line here,